In this installment, we'll be going over a fully loaded 11-game slate on Wednesday for DraftKings and Fanduel. Let's get into it. Hey, yo! Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for your Wednesday night slate showdown on DraftKings and FanDuel. 11 games fully loaded, and I'm here to give you the top plays, starting at the point guard position all the way down to the center, giving you the value plays and the lock of the night. All right. Also, before we deep dive into the Wednesday slate, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetsJetsD, and also at TikTok at Chef D as well. I'll put that in the link down below. So we got Instagram, we got Twitter, and we'll have TikTok. I gotta add that to the little bar down below. Okay. Now, this slate we got going on for Wednesday, I will get into that very shortly. But for Tuesday, I was not able to do a video, but I did post on YouTube giving you my plays still. So if I do not do a video, I will still post giving you the plays of that particular day. Also, I will be incorporating betting videos as well, like I did on the prior week before. So I got to roll that back into it. Probably going to do it Thursday, all right? And we had Sadaransky. He came through. Malik Monk had a 42 bomb on DraftKings. Denny Avaja was just either had a double-double or just below a double-double. Marvin Bagley did not come through. Andre Drummond was good. Killian Hayes had over 30 fantasy points at a nice value play. Finney Smith, we had to check. And Russell Westbrook smashed as the lock of the night, okay? Especially at his salary. Instead of paying up $3,000 more for Harden or for Joel Embiid or Giannis, Westbrook did his thing, okay? Now, let's get into this Wednesday slate, starting off at the point guard position. And we got a little bit of a homecoming, a little bit of revenge narrative here at this point guard position. CJ McCollum for the Pelicans going against the Portland Trail Blazers. This should be a clear blowout, but I'm willing to pay the price for CJ McCollum at $8,800, coming back to Portland his very first time. So you know he's going to show out in this game. Perfect that Damian Lillard is not here because he doesn't want to see this. What's about to go down, the whooping that the Pelicans are about to put on the Portland Trail Blazers. But at $8,800, even with Brandon Ingram back, he's still been putting up solid numbers, still taking 16 shot attempts a game. He had a little bit below of his usual around 52 to 50% shooting. Was 2 for 5 from the three-point line. That was fine. Chipped in with 6 assists, 4 rebounds, and scored 18 points, okay? So in this game, he's going back to Portland, going back home for where he played all his career. And I think he's going to go off at that point guard position at $8,800. So I like CJ McCollum for Wednesday, all right? Next, at our shooting guard position, actually, he's more of a point guard. Theo Maladon, I do have to speak about him at the point guard position. With SGA out for the rest of the season, we're going to get more of the young guys, okay? All the young guys for the OKC Thunder. You got to pay attention to them, all right? There's no Baisley that's going to be tomorrow, so Isaiah Roby's going to step in. James Robinson Earl is come back into the fold. He's another punt play, possibly. So you really got to focus on these Thunders guys. My favorite out of all of them is going to be Theo Maladon, and then second would be Pokey or Trey Mann, okay? But the first one, Theo Maladon, has been coming through the past 3 games. 23, 5, and 10 against Portland, 23 and 4 against Denver, 25 and 6 and 4 against Orlando. So he's putting up the production. Obviously, that game against Portland went to overtime, so a little bit more extra icing on the cake. That's why they bumped up his price to $5,700. But what should be an up-tempo game against Atlanta Hawks, I do expect him to get around that 30 to hopefully 40 range. That's where you should have him at, and that's a value at $5,700. So I like Theo Maladon, okay, as another point guard to go off with, all right? Next, we are going to go over to Davion Mitchell. We got for the Sacramento Kings. He has been starting in the stead of De'Aaron Fox, who is currently sidelined during this stretch, and he has stepped up, man. Davion Mitchell, 7,600, a big jump to what he was before, but the production is there. This man is really showing why I don't know why he fell in the draft, man. This kid from Baylor plays great defense, can knock down the three ball. He has great vision as well. So 21-9 against Miami, outstanding performance. 22-9-7 against Orlando. 25-7. He's scoring 20 points 4 straight days in a row. We're going to go back to this. Well, Davion Mitchell at 7,600, I believe is too cheap, especially in one of the perfect game matchups. Going up against the Houston Rockets, who are horrible at each and every position. This matchup is very similar to what he did against Orlando, so expect something around there, maybe even scratching the surface on a triple-double, because he's been getting close, all right? Just needs a little more rebounds, all right? So I love Davion Mitchell at 7,600. Another shooting guard / guard that we'd like for tomorrow will be 6,600 D'Angelo Russell. I believe that he is too cheap. Okay, I believe he's way too cheap. He's fallen off a little bit because of 2 bad performances against Boston and against the Phoenix Suns. That is obvious because these are 2 top-tier teams defensively in the league. He struggled in those 2 games, and that brought his price down to 6,600. He should be back where he used to be or belongs around that 7,500, around that range, okay, towards 8K. As you can see, he's been in 7,000s for the majority of the season, for all of the season, pretty much. So you got to take advantage of D'Angelo Russell at 6,600, all right? Let's continue on down. We're going to the small forward position, and we are looking at OG Anunoby for the Toronto Raptors. In this same game going against the Minnesota Timberwolves, he's finally back from injury. This is technically the number 3 guy, the scrappy guy for the Toronto Raptors, the 3-and-D that they have, and he's been putting up solid numbers, getting acclimated back to the starting lineup. I think that was a great game against Boston where he got back to regular minutes, to 40 minutes. So this is what I'm expecting from him. He's all the way down to 5,700, so they bumped down his price. If this was a regular season, he should be around that 7,000 range. Scotty Barnes was taking a lot of the production, but with OG Anunoby back in the spot, then you'll see a lot more corner threes from him. As you can see what he did against Cleveland, 4 of 8, against Indiana, 3 of 5, and against Boston, 2 of 5. So that's his thing. Defense, knock down threes, and be very scrappy down low, getting those rebounds. And at this price of 5,700, this is way too cheap, okay? Way too cheap. Ride him all the way back to where he belongs, to around that 6,500 to 7,000 range. So I love OG Anunoby at the small forward position. Next, we're going to the power forward, and we are going to be looking at Kevin Love, all right? There's no Jared Allen. We have injury news about Evan Mobley as well. So this leaves Kevin Love as the number 1 option at power forward, all right? Let's get that 100% on Mobley. I believe he's out for the season. No, he was out for the season. Let's see. Let's just 100% make sure won't play in Wednesday's game. So as long as we got that, we are fine. And we're going to Kevin Love at his price at, 6,900? Love it. 6,900. Even with Evan Mobley, Kevin Love was putting up numbers in that game against Orlando. He came in, got 32 minutes, 19 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. There's going to be a double-double in this game, all right? Especially against Dallas, who is a very good team against the three-point defense. But they're going to key in on the other guys like Garland, Okaro, Osman, all those other guys. Kevin Love can clearly just kill him mid-range. And I'm expecting Kevin Love to attack the boards, get a nice double-double, similar to what he did against Toronto, 12-10 in that game where he had 33 minutes, chipped in with 4 assists and 2 steals. Something, again, that he did against the Pistons, where he had another double-double, 14-10, 2 with 1 block. So expect Kevin Love to be aggressive in this opportunity, getting above 30 minutes. And anytime he gets that, I'm going to play Kevin Love, all right? So I love him at 6,900. All right, let's go to the center position. And we have an opportunity here with Wendell Carter Jr. out for the Orlando Magic in a game going against the Washington Wizards, who struggle against bigs. Vucevic on Tuesday just destroyed the Washington Wizards. So we're going to attack that well. We're going to go to someone that is multi-talented, all right? This dude can be that next guy that can get a triple-double with blocks, rebounds, and steals. He has that type of upside. He can knock down the three-point ball as well. Look what he's done against the Cavaliers and the Kings. 3 of 4 and 4 of 6 from that three-point strike. 18 points, 13 rebounds. Nice double-double against the Kings. Poor performance against Cleveland. Rebound-wise, he didn't do much in peripherals. Wasn't in foul trouble, so that's a good thing. But in this game against Washington, he should definitely exploit this mismatch. He has big, big upside. I believe he had a 50 bomb. He had a 50 bomb against Minnesota. He had a 40 bomb against Indiana. I can keep going on and on. Mo Bamba is very volatile. He's like a cryptocurrency, man. He's very volatile, but when he hits hard, okay? And definitely he can stack those stats in each and every category, okay? So I love Mo Bamba at 6,000. Take a risk on him, all right? In that big slate, he's going to have low ownership, but he has huge, huge upside, all right? Let's go to our value plays, and that's where we're going to look at on Fanduel, okay? The first value play we are going to look at will be Tomas Sadaransky. I will continue to hammer Tomas Sadaransky as long as he's at this cheap price. He's starting and getting starters minutes. I have to take full advantage of that, okay? So if we type him in here on DraftKings, let's see if they have a little update on the game. Let's see. No, they don't. So he was solid in that game against Detroit. He was solid against that game against the Warriors. Remember, this is a value play. That's why he has 24 fantasy points and 22 fantasy points. But he's been getting the majority of the minutes. He's been assisting very well. He actually, in the Tuesday game, he had 10 assists. All right? So that's what we're looking for. Cheap points with rebounds, assists. Hopefully he can drop in a couple buckets, give us a steal or two here and there. But Tomas Sadaransky at this price is way too cheap. All right? D'Angelo Russell, another guy I spoke about a little bit earlier. He's even cheaper on Fanduel. Absolutely insane. 5,500 for someone that is 7K on another site, or someone that is one of the key cogs in this offense, okay? Between him, Edwards, and Karl Anthony Towns. That's the trio that they got for Minnesota. This youth group right here. Very, very effective, okay? So I love D'Angelo Russell on Fanduel even more at his price at 5,500. Another punt play we got is Kenyon Martin Jr. or KJ Martin if you type it in. This is Kenyon Martin's son, and we have an opportunity for Houston here. If we go to their lineup, there is a little bit of a question mark over here at that center position, and the guy we're going to be looking at is Sengun. Sengun is currently questionable. We are not sure about his leg. He's been very productive in the minutes he's gotten, but if he does not play, then we have a very good punt play in KJ Martin that's going to play that small forward, power forward, even center sometimes for the Houston Rockets with no Christian Wood as well. So they are down to limited bodies, and you can get someone that's very effective in Kenyon Martin Jr. at 3,900 on FanDuel. If you're looking at him on DraftKings, he's 3,600, so $300 cheaper. He came into that game against the Spurs, came through with 26 minutes. So you see consistency with the minutes in the past three games, 22, 26, 26, and he has tons of upside. He's very effective down low, can knock down a three-point ball, get you a couple boards, get you a couple blocks. He's very athletic, as you can see. 2 blocks in the last 2 games each, 4 rebounds in the last 2 games each. And if Sengun is out, then the sky is the limit for KJ Martin at 3,600. And that's another great value play that we have for Wednesday. Another guy we like will be Denny Advaja. This is the next guy that I've been going each and every video. It's been Advaja and it's been Tomas Sadaransky. And they've slowly been bumping him up, but they still have not reached the peak. Denny Advaja still had a nice game against the Bulls. He's going against a much easier opponent in Orlando. He's playing that six-man role for Washington, been doing very well in his second year coming in from the draft overseas, and he's really turning into something that's going to be very nice. I love his price at $5,700. All right, and I also have a second center play before we get to the lock of the night. That is DeAndre Ayton. We know the Warriors are they look horrible, man. And then another problem is that they have no bigs that can contend with DeAndre Ayton. If you think Draymond Green is going to stop the size and the ability and the quickness of DeAndre Ayton down low, you're fully mistaken. All right, even Kevin Looney, who's big and slow, he's going to take advantage in pick and rolls, pick and pop situations. Don't forget, Ayton can knock down a 15-footer with no problem. All right, he can do that with no problem. I love his price at $7,000 in a matchup they can clearly exploit. They don't even need Booker or Chris Paul in this game. They can just play through DeAndre Ayton and his size. I love him at $7,000. All right. And the lock of the night, we have LaMelo Ball going into Madison Square Garden. So when you get a star player going into Madison Square Garden, similar to what Trae Young did, you got to take advantage of it. LaMelo Ball already in a previous matchup against the Knicks, but this was in a home game. LaMelo Ball came through with an absolutely beautiful performance for his home crowd. Once I get over there, I'm getting there. At 9,200, he came through in that previous game against the Knicks with 53.75 fantasy points, 32 real points, 1 steal, 5 assists, and 9 rebounds. I expect him to take that to a whole nother level playing in the Garden. He's been red hot. This team has been red hot, trying to jockey for positioning for the playoffs, but they've been playing well. LaMelo Ball has been stepping his game up, look at the shot attempts in the last 4 out of the last 5 games, 21, 21, 22, and 23. We're going to be all in on LaMelo Ball, the lock of the night for Wednesday, all right? So those are going to be the plays for Wednesday. Let me know in that comment section down below if you have any other suggestions at point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center, value play, or lock of the night. We can definitely discuss that down below. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessageD, and follow me on TikTok as well. Though that information will be down below. All right. I'll be back very soon. Peace out.